Good morning. I'm Matt Call with Great Basin Team 1. We're here on the Camp Creek Fire on the Mount Hood National Forest. Today's September 4th. It's Labor Day. We're going to talk about the fire today and what's going on. The fire right now is just a little bit over 1,900 acres, so we did not get a new IR flight last night, so we don't have any new imagery. But that's not a huge deal because we didn't get a lot of fire growth last night. So we're going to look at the paper map, and then we'll look at the cool the 3D map. So again, as far as the big area, we've got the 26 here. We've got Brightwood and Alder Creek, so you kind of know where the 26 is. And then the Portland Water Bureau's property here, all in the blue, and the Bull Run reservoirs. And then this perimeter here is our fire. So for scale, that's about 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles from the perimeter of the fire to the 26 road. And then we have a spike camp here. So we use this map quite a bit. We use it on our iPads and our phones, and we're able to zoom in on it and look at some details. And then we have a couple other products too that we use that allow us to have a real good amount of intelligence in the field, so we can kind of track our resources and what we're doing. So this is the perimeter of the fire. We're going to zoom in on that. The good news is it's raining today, and the bad news is it's raining today, or has rained. So the fire hasn't grown, which is good, but it's still kind of hampering our ability to clean up these edges. So when it's really humid and wet like this, doesn't want to burn, which is kind of what we want, but we also want a good clean edge, and we've talked a lot about that. But our goal, to reiterate, is to kind of close these gaps. So we have fire line a constructed control line along this edge, and we want to close these gaps up. There's just too much fuel and too much, a large amount of work to go in there and go what we call direct, right on the fire edge. And a lot of hazard trees, we would put a lot of equipment and people at risk if we went and did all those little edges. So we just kind of use the things that we have in place, like the roads. The problem is we sort of have to wait for the weather to cooperate in order to do that little firing operation. So we've got some of those here, and then here we're waiting for the weather. Those crews are poised and ready to go. This is all plumbed. When we went out there yesterday, we've got water tanks and hose lines. We've got different videos we can post on our Facebook to show you all these different operations, so you kind of have a visual of what's going on. It's probably pretty hard to look out there and not see any smoke, but see that there's no more containment. We still are at 11%. So I'm sure a lot of people wondering what's going on up there. So watch those videos, and it shows exactly what's going on up there. Lots of people still working and still progressing to help protect your communities, keep this fire as small as we can. So all this perimeter here all has a lot of the work done on it, where it's all kind of turned black. Where it's pink, that's where we're still working to get the line put in. Some of the good news is we do have this containment right here. I'll move this over so it's a little bit easier to see. So this contained line here is good cold black, just a little bit of smoke on the interior, and that's where the 11% comes in. When we have the opportunity, probably Wednesday or Thursday, we'll start burning here and then along these other areas. We've been able to go direct here, right on the edge of the fire, where that shows the M, and we have some hand line and some like dozer line, and we'll start mopping that up. It's got hose lines in it. We'll start mopping that up here shortly, and then it ties into another road. So this will probably turn black here in the next few days, and we'll have some more containment on the map. This piece here is a little more complicated, and we'll kind of show you what that terrain looks like. Our primary plan is to use this road because it's kind of the best option, but we're looking for options to go in here closer to the fire edge. It's just a complicated piece of ground. There's lots of trees, lots of hazard trees, and we want to kind of balance that risk-benefit component there. So we've got people in here looking at all of our options. In the meantime, we have a couple of pieces of line in here, dozer line, to kind of keep the fire in check, or to use to continue to build line closer to the edge. So we're looking at a lot of different options. Sorry about that rocking. Out here, we're opening the road up to create kind of what we call a shaded fuel break. Opens the fuels up, allows us to use those as containment lines if the fire should grow. We're not expecting any major growth or any significant winds. Even if we do get winds, we're kind of protected pretty much on every direction, regardless of which direction the wind might come from. Even if it's an east wind, we're pretty confident that what we have is going to help us contain this. Let's go to the cool map because that's what I like to look at. Seems like everyone else is kind of the same. We didn't get a new imagery, so this is the one from yesterday, but the fire perimeter hasn't changed. We used the drones to do a little bit more intel for us and give us a few more of these data points on the outside. But this shows where the heat's at. So this is our fire perimeter. You can see these are our cloud cover that kind of creates some interference. So this is the 12 road. Here it's a pretty well defined fire break you can see, and then, or excuse me, this is the 14 road and the 12 road here and the 1210 road. And you can see even from a satellite view, those provide a good fuel break, and we're making them even better. This is where the edge of the fire, or excuse me, this is where the edge of the fire is black and cold and mopped up. And then this east side is where we're kind of having a little bit of trouble, where we don't have a line really close to the edge of the fire. So let's take a look at what that terrain looks like. I'm going to go slow. And then we're going to fly right into that drainage there and sort of look what that looks like. So now imagine if we need to construct a line down that hill and into that drainage. And our goal is to make a fire line that will hold the fire. We've got trees that are 150 feet tall. That's pretty hard work, and there's a lot of hazard trees, and it's pretty steep. So that's kind of where our complex problem is right now. So primary option, which we're doing, is this road system out there. That's being widened probably 2 days before that's done, about when our weather lines up for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just to start putting some fire on the ground. But this is kind of a challenge for us right now. We wish we could get a little closer to the edge of the fire, but it's a pretty steep piece of country. So that's kind of our dilemma for the next few days, see if we can get a little closer to the perimeter. Because everywhere else, we're really close to the edge, and we have good established line where we don't have to burn very many acres. And then again, let's zoom out so you can kind of see. Here's the 26 and all the communities, and then this is the power line right there. So you kind of see the distance away from it. So that's all we've got for you today. Hopefully we'll have a new IR for you tomorrow and another update with what's going on. Thanks.